Welcome back to the main events of Italian diplomatic activity abroad. Italy's Minister of Foreign Affairs and Deputy Prime Minister Antonio Tajani remain in close contact with the Italian ambassador in Colombo, who is also responsible for the Maldives, and with the Honorary Consul in Malé, following the tragic accident that claimed the lives of 5 Italian citizens engaged in underwater research activities in the Vavu Atoll. The group was led by University of Genoa professor Monica Montemartini, who also lost her life in the incident. There were another 20 Italians on board the vessels, all of whom received assistance from the Italian embassy. Regarding the Middle East crisis, on May 13, the Foreign Affairs and Defense Committees of both the Chamber of Deputies and Senate held hearing with Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani and Defense Minister Guido Crosetto concerning international initiatives aimed at restoring freedom of navigation through the Strait of Hormuz. During the hearing, Tajani reaffirmed Italy's position: no military intervention before the end of the conflict. On May 10th, Minister Tajani attended the European Union Foreign Affairs Council meeting in Brussels. Discussions focused on EU relations with the Western Balkans, including the enlargement process, the strengthening of political and security cooperation in the region, efforts to counter hybrid threats, and the prospect for European integration of Balkan countries. Tajani reiterated Italy's full support for the enlargement process. The following day, he attended the ministerial meeting of the Friends of the Western Balkans in Bratislava, which also included an informal exchange with Ukrainian Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha. Upon returning from the Bratislava mission on May 12, Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani traveled to Rome's Fiumicino airport to welcome a first group of Palestinian university students evacuated from the Gaza Strip as part of the University Corridors initiative promoted by the Italian Foreign Ministry. The program was designed to allow young Palestinians to continue their academic studies at Italian universities. Another group arrived in Milan the following day. Since September 2025, a total of 229 students have been evacuated from Gaza to Italy. On May 15, the Joint Committee for Development Cooperation convened and approved Italy's 2026 Development Cooperation Programme, which includes grants and concessional loans totaling 1.7 billion euros. The program takes into account the need to respond to humanitarian crises and reconstruction challenges, particularly in Gaza, Lebanon, Syria, Ukraine, Afghanistan and Sudan. Minister Tajani also announced a new 15 million euro assistance package for the Lebanese population, in addition to the 10 million euros already approved in April. On May 13, Foreign Minister Tajani, together with the Tourism Minister Mazzi, attended at the Foreign Ministry the signing ceremony of agreements with implementing parties involved in the Roots Tourism Initiative. Tajani described the project as a driving force for enhancing our villages and territories through tourism, allowing approximately 80 million people of Italian descent living abroad to rediscover their places of origin. He added that the initiative also highlights the value of our small and medium-sized enterprises, and announced that a major event dedicated to roots tourism, Turismo delle Radici, will take place on June 14, 4 years after the project launch, with the participation of around 800 mayors. Undersecretary of Foreign Affairs Massimo Dell'Utri attended the 135th ministerial session of the Committee of Ministers of the Council of Europe, which concluded on May 15 in Chisinau, Moldova. Discussions focused on support for Ukraine, strengthening democratic security, combating information manipulation and foreign interference, as well as migration management. The ministerial session is the Council of Europe's main annual political event dedicated to the promotion and protection of human rights, democracy and the rule of law across Europe. Until Monday, May 18, the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation is participating in the Turin International Book Fair with its own exhibition stand and an extensive program of events designed to present the ministry's key activities to the public. Topics include culture, innovation, scientific diplomacy, sports diplomacy, support for Italian citizens and businesses abroad, and cybersecurity. On May 11th, celebration took place in Ny-Ålesund in Svalbard Island, approximately 1,000 kilometers from the North Pole, marking the centenary of the Arctic flight of the airship Norge. In 1926, the airship departed from Rome's Ciampino Airport to reach and fly over the North Pole, accomplishing one of the most extraordinary feats in the history of polar exploration. Ny-Ålesund was the final stop before the crew, led by renowned Norwegian explorer Roald Amundsen and Italian General Umberto Nobile, reached the North Pole on May 11, 1926. Italy's ambassador to Norway, Stefano Nicoletti, also attended the commemorative event. And that's all for now. Thanks for your attention and stay tuned.